Teachers, of course, have one of the most important jobs, but they make a lot less money than other professionals with the same education. CNN's Matt Egan broke down the numbers, and he shows us now, Matt, how long has this gap been widening for teachers' pay?
Yeah, Sarah, look, when it comes to pay, teachers have just been left in the dust by the rest of the workforce. The teacher pay gap has never been worse. So public school teachers are making 27% less than other people who have similar levels of education in other jobs. That is an all-time high going back to the late 1970s. And it's even worse for men making 36% less as teachers than their peers in other jobs. And that's significant because it makes it even harder to get men to work in schools, which of course means even fewer male role models. Now, the troubling thing here is that this is a trend that is actually getting worse. When you look back to 1979, the pay gap was about 7%. Now, look at this, it's all the way down to 27%. Now, all of this is based on an analysis by the Center for Economic and Policy Research, which is a labor think tank, and the Economic Policy Institute, which is a left-leaning think tank. And it's true, of course, that teachers, they do have some other benefits. Their health insurance tends to be better. They often have pensions, although some state pension funds are kind of a mess. But the researchers found that even if you adjust for those better benefits, their compensation is just not keeping up. And the problem is that their wages have not kept up with the cost of living. If you adjust for inflation, teachers are actually making a little bit less, $46 less per week than they did a decade ago, whereas the rest of the workforce is making more than $200 more when you adjust for inflation. So the bottom line here is, yes, there's a lot of frustration with the public education system, with test scores, but it's hard to see how you're going to attract the best and the brightest teachers without closing this massive pay gap.
It's really disturbing that it's about a third of what other people with the same education are making. And these are the people that are responsible for helping to raise children. I mean, that is literally what they're doing, is educating kids so that they can have better lives. We will see what happens with this, but this is a really disturbing report.
Some of the smallest gaps are actually Rhode Island. Relatively speaking, the pay gap there, 10%. In New Jersey, where my wife is a special ed teacher at a public school, it's 13%. So that's kind of on the relative better scale. But then on the opposite end of the spectrum, you have a pay gap of more than 30% for teachers in a number of different states: Arizona, Oklahoma, Alabama. The worst is Colorado at almost 40%.